And Barcelona, once again, they win. 1-0 in a very... You guys would think 1-0 would be a boring game, as Real Madrid do. But, bro, this might be one of the most entertaining, the most... To be fair, I enjoyed it. From a Madrid perspective, I did enjoy it. We can talk about everything. As you guys can see, I'm in a completely different setup. This is not my usual studio. This is not my usual room. But as you guys can see, SDSFC logo's right there. We had an emergency meeting, SDSFC. Things have to change. And one thing that does have to change is Barcelona. How the hell do they keep winning, constantly winning, convincingly as well? Like, you guys need to bear in mind, yes, they played Mallorca. You guys will tell me, well, it's just Mallorca. Why you're hyping up this performance, X, Y, and Z? You guys need to bear in mind, them man made a rotated side. The whole team was rotated just before the Copa del Rey final on Saturday. They played Mallorca, their strongest team. Bear in mind, Mallorca made the Copa del Rey final last year. We played Bilbao a couple of days ago. Bilbao's B team. We had our best players on the pitch, and we struggled. We needed what? A 93rd minute winner from Fede. They had a rotated side, 40 shots. 40 shots. Bro, we can talk about the best players. We can talk about performances. The lineup which Barcelona had. They had Szczesny, Eric Garcia, Araujo, Inigo, Hector Fort, Gavi, Pedri in the pivot. They had Lamine, Dani Olmo, Fati, and Ferran Torres. And the first half, how the hell that... the fact that it ended 0-0, wallah, I don't know how. Mallorca must pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, fam. The way that first half ended, 0-0, they had over 24 shots. 1.89 XG in that first half. Like, that first half was so dominant. Lamine Yamal was on smoke. Pedri. Listen, I'll talk about the best three players after, of course, the second half. But the second half started straight away. Literally 30 seconds in, Barcelona grabs their goal. Eric Garcia past Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo, very composed inside the box. Managed to find his space. 1-0, bottom corner. And Barcelona pretty much continued 8 points ahead of Real Madrid. 8 points ahead of Real Madrid. Another reason why I didn't do the watch along is because I saw Ansu Fati start, fam. Come on, man. I told you guys know how I feel about Ansu Fati. But one thing that I can say, listen, I want to talk about now player performances. Let me start with Ansu Fati. The fact that he hasn't played a lot this season. He's barely played this season. But I did feel like he had a positive display from someone. Bear in mind, he hasn't played a lot this season. I think his touches was great. I think he had good moments, good ball carries. He had a couple chances. The pass from Pedri in the first half, which he could have done a little bit better. Another chance in the second half. But he played for 62 minutes, and I feel like he did everything that he could. You could tell, he's a player on low confidence. Because there was a certain moment where he should have shot. He decided just to pass the ball rather than shoot. And you can tell he's got no confidence at all. But from someone who's barely played, he did decent. Another person who, in my opinion, impressed massively, not within my top three, is someone like Hector Fort. How Hector Fort is a backup to Gerard Martin, I will never understand. How Gerard Martin has been picking up more minutes than Hector Fort, I would never get that. Like, Hansi Flick this season has barely made any wrong decisions, but I feel like this might be one of them. Like, how he's below the pick. Like, Gerard Martin, bro, and Hector Fort is below him. I don't know what's going on, but Hector Fort today did very well. Defensively, he was calm. Going forward, he's much more composed. He had a chance which he could have done a little bit better. Even his overlap runs in behind Ansu Fati. Like, I feel like he had a very good game. Araujo was very well composed. Eric Garcia on the right-hand side, a very different position, but he, of course, contributed with that assist. He made a couple overlap runs for Lamine Yamal. He did pretty decent. But my top three performance in this game, number third. Let's start with third first. Dani Olmo. Dani Olmo, the biggest problem with Dani Olmo, that brother is injury prone. You can't rely on him. You can't rely on him, especially crunch time. You can't rely on him. But when you do rely on him, and when you need a goal, he's a goal scorer. Put him in the final third, put him inside the box, bro, he can find easy the goal. Easy. He might be one of the best finishers in Barcelona. You could even say he might be a better finisher than most Real Madrid players from at this point this season. Like, we can barely finish. But the fact Dani Olmo, surrounded by 4 players, managed to find his time, patient, and the finish, so composed, bro. So composed. Number 2, Lamine Yamal. What a player, bro. This brother has been playing non-stop for the past couple of weeks. I was very surprised he played today, bearing in mind you've got Real Madrid on Saturday. But you can tell Hansi Flick, yeah, he doesn't care about Real Madrid, bro. He doesn't care about Real Madrid. He's out here playing Pedri and Lamine Yamal. This guy knows, bro, on Saturday is going to be a long day for Madrid. But speaking of Lamine Yamal, so that first half, the amount of touches he had, he should have had about 2 assists. The pass, that Trivela pass he made to Dani Olmo missed that inside the box in the first half. He's perfected the Trivela. Like, he's literally mastered the Trivela pass. I feel like every game he gives you 1 or 2 or 3 Trivelas, which should lead to an assist. But number 1, and I feel like you guys can let me know down in the comments, how many times have I done Barcelona match reviews, and how many times have I had my best player being Pedri? And bear in mind, this guy's got 0 goals, 0 assists. Once again, you know Pedri, yeah? I feel sorry for him because there's certain people out there that hasn't watched the game. They'll go on Silver School, on FootMob, watch his performance, look at his GA, 0 goals, 0. How many, let me find out how many. Pedri has played 32 matches so far this season. He's got only 4 goals and 4 assists. So he's got 8 GAs. On paper, that's a bad season if you look at it from a GA standpoint. But bro, today's game, he should have left with minimum 4 assists. 4 assists. Like, he was everywhere on the pitch. Everywhere on the pitch. Every attack started from Pedri. The way he was controlling that midfield by himself, alongside Gavi, which he was alright. But the way Pedri dictated the tempo, going forward, defensively, the amount of times he just ended pretty much transition from Mallorca. But every attack started from, like, when he receives the ball on the half turn, and the way he just glides with it, bro, that was about 2 passes. We made 1 pass. Like, his best 2 passes, the pass he made in the first half to Eric Garcia, in between 3 defenders. And Eric Garcia tried to shoot from a tight angle, never mind. The pass he made to Ansu Fati, but before that, the way he was gliding on the pitch, went past 3 players, and the pass to Ansu Fati. And what I liked as well, straight after, he saw Ansu Fati miss the chance. He didn't put his hands up in the air and say, you know what, I'm upset, he just wasted my assist. What he did, he went to Ansu Fati and said, yo, it's cool, bro, it's fine. Like, I know you've are low confident, you've barely played, unlucky, good attempt, just go on, keep going. Proper leader this season. And I can keep talking about Pedri, and this is why I constantly say to Madrid fans, if you don't rate him, and if you don't like him, and if you feel like he's just another version of Dani Ceballos, you're just a troll, bro. Wallah, don't watch the game. Bro. This guy was unbelievable today. Like, I look at him, yeah, and I feel like he's one of those players that I need in my team, bro. Like, I said it in my watch along a couple of weeks ago. If you guys think there is few controllers in the whole game, if you take them out, the whole midfield will disappear. Just like Real Madrid last season with Toni Kroos. Like, Toni Kroos was Real Madrid last season. Pedri is Barcelona this season in terms of the midfield. And that's why I've been pushing the idea, if there is a Barcelona player having to win the Ballon d'Or, I don't want it to be Rafinha. It has to be Pedri. Not because, listen, it's not like I don't like Rafinha. It's more about, I look at Barcelona and the importance comes around Pedri. There is no way, I don't want any Barcelona player to win the Ballon d'Or. But if there has to be one person, it has to be Pedri. It has to be Pedri. But listen, 8 points ahead of Madrid. Madrid having to go tomorrow, having to play Getafe, Haram ball. Bro, tomorrow you've got Haram versus Haram, fam. You've got Ancelotti versus Bordales, fam. Wallah, this game, fam, this game will be aired on Shaitan TV, fam. That's how bad this game is going to be. But listen, 4 days left before the El Clasico game. And having watched Barcelona today, I'm scared. I'm so scared. And having to play Barcelona in about 4 days and looking at the way they've just played and the fact that they've rested a couple players, the likes of Rafinha not being fully rested, the likes of Kabasi being fully rested, the likes of Frankie de Jong being fully rested, the likes of Koundé being fully rested. The only players that wasn't fully rested is Lamine Yamal, but he got taken out. Pedri, this guy at this point can play 90 minutes and still be fully healthy. The fact, bear in mind, yeah, I never spoke about Ferran Torres. Of course, Leo was out for the next 2 to 3 weeks and he's going to be missing the Copa del Rey game. But I look at Ferran Torres and he's someone that I feel like this is his best and only chance of grabbing it and running with it and making it his own. Like, that's been reports coming out that Barcelona's not going to be signing a striker next season, sorry. They're going to be relying on Leo and Ferran Torres, which I look at as a big mistake. I mean, I'm happy the fact that they're going to rely on Leo next season because I feel like he's past it. So I'm happy they are going to do it. But if you look at it from a Barcelona standpoint, it's stupid. But now Ferran got a massive chance. No Leo to compete with. And he's been doing decent off the bench and starting games. This is his best chance. If he impresses against Inter in the first leg, where Leo's going to be missing, if he impresses against Real Madrid this Saturday, which Leo's going to be missing, Hansi Flick will look at him and say, you know what? This guy could potentially be my starter next season if Leo's form start to dip or if his age start to dip. So now Ferran Torres, his next 3 months could be absolute crucial. But listen, I've spoken enough about this bum team. 8 points ahead of Madrid. Let's see what happens tomorrow with Real Madrid and Getafe. I will be doing a watch along, but trust me, it's not going to be as entertaining as watching this game. We can win tomorrow 1-0, but wallahi al-azim, it's going to be one of the worst performances I will see. The same way it was against Bilbao, the same way it's against Alaves. Every week, bro, I'm watching Carlo Ancelotti, but 7 more games. 7 more games, and Ancelotti leaves Real Madrid. So at the moment, just pray, bro. Just pray. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will guide us to no more suffering.